Perfect parry, you cheats? Yeah, because he perfect parries back your perfect parry. How did I do that? Seriously.
Is that a raid?
RMP Wrestling with 11 viewers. Welcome, everybody.
That's incredible. Welcome.
Hope you're enjoying. Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight. It is
Super kick. Oh!
Super kick!
Let go! Let go!
Third! Super kick party! Yeah, pay the money for that. Guys, this life is going great. Let's go!
She's healthy.
Let's go!
Is she healthy?
Yeah!
Apparently she's back.
Hey, yo, and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another crazy Saturday night of wrestling here. Wrestling, sports, who knows what we're going to come up with here in the next, well, probably around 4 hours here, as we are getting ready for not only the Dodgers, Jays, but AEW Collision. If you haven't got the opportunity, well, before I get into anything else, thank you for being here. I know that a lot of people take advantage of people being here at times. I definitely try not to. I thank you very much for everybody for popping in, saying hello, whether you're lurking, whether you're chatting. Always appreciate you being here. So, yeah, this is gonna be a crazy day. I got a feeling we're going to get a lot of crazy stuff going. Yes, it is a tape show for Dynamite this week. But get the tables. He was down at the show this past Wednesday when they were recording it, and he said this is going to be an absolutely fantastic episode of Collision here. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are all looking forward to it. But yeah, just like I said, just a crazy couple days here. Ended up working last night, so once again, it's another Saturday after a 33-hour shift. You work 24 plus your regular 8. Yeah, that's 9 in my case. So yeah, 34. I'm getting into Steiner math talking about it, so ugh. No, so yeah, like I said, we're gonna get into some fun here. Pac versus Ishii, which should be a lot of fun. Indestructible Force versus a movable object. Tekla and Mina Shirakawa, like, we're getting a touch of Stardom showing up here. We're pretty much, they could even keep it running that way. We got Brian Keith and Ace Austin, which the fact we're actually going to get Brian Keith, we're going to get Ace Austin in action here is always going to be nice for people that haven't had a chance to experience him in TNA. You're going to be able to see him now on AEW TV. Hook's going to have an All Ray in the Ring match. MXM's going to have one of their, you're going to get spanked matches. We're going to see Pangman, and then the main event. In a match that I don't think anybody really expected to ever see based on internet tropes and all the great stuff that's involved with that. You got the Bucks, the Broke Bucks, plus the team they swore they hated all their life, FTR. Taking on Jurassic Express and Jet Speed. So basically, enemies facing enemies. In an 8-man stipulation, $400,000 on the line. As they're throwing out the ceremonial first pitch before Game 6. It's going to be coming up here in just a couple moments. Or Game 2, sorry. Bo's taking in the first pitch here just because he's not in the lineup tonight. But yeah, this is the time of year I absolutely love. I know a lot of people say the early part of like mid June when all the playoffs are starting to happen in NHL and NBA. That's a lot of fun with baseball going full blast. Right now, for me, football season wrapping up here. The last day of CFL is actually today. The game's on right now between BC and Saskatchewan, and BC's got an opportunity to host the West semifinal. And then you also have, well, you got Calgary, who's probably going to be running through the other side. It's still an East-West playoff when they're so disparaged here, but whatever works, I guess. You got NFL kicking into high gear right now. You got, just watch the guy. Everybody's doing a cheer line, and the one guy decides he has to drink a beer instead. So, and wrestling, to be honest, usually this is WWE speak, of course. This is usually a bit of the dead period. Usually your dead period runs up right until Survivor Series, which is the last week of November. Usually from SummerSlam to Survivor Series is a pretty slow time overall when it comes to pro wrestling, but AEW is sort of proving that wrong. Oh, I see they're doing the ending credits, just getting ready for the show right now. But yeah, once again, everybody, thank you for being here. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe button. If you're watching on Twitch, make sure you hit the follow if you haven't already. Let your friends know we're up because we're gonna be here for a while tonight. We got AEW wrestling. We got WWE 2K25. We'll be talking Blue Jays throughout the entire evening, so we'll see. And plus, also, if you weren't here off the top of the show, my newest little addition to the stream, I've added in, thanks to Frosty Tools, I got a little highlight reel for you guys during the BRB and opening screens. So if you guys clip something, it'll probably end up in that package. Well, we're not even fooling around. We're going straight into Hangman here. Even in Texas, Hangman's the greatest cowboy. Oh, he's better than, those Dallas type cowboys. Forgive me, everybody. It's the last warm day of the year here in Edmonton. In Celsius, we're at +10. So I decided, you know what? We get Slurpees for cheap right now. Let's see if I can take advantage of that. So Swerve's got to respond to Joe. We got the cowboy shit chants going. Now, with this attack from Samoa Joe, it's going to be interesting to see how they line things up here. Oh, I thought he was calling out Shibata specifically. He's still explaining the story, which I don't mind for the most part, but just breaking down the fact that yes, I gave you the title shot, you lost, you're whining now. Yeah, I love how Hangman's there. Like, I'll be honest, when I watched that match, I still watch some of the highlights back. There's some real clumpy spots on that match between these two. I'm not saying they aren't great wrestlers, just the overall match didn't feel that good to me. Oh, he's gonna kill him now. Oh my, he's playing that card. Uh huh. You know they were gonna jump him regardless, right? I really wonder what Hangman's gonna end up doing 1-on-3 here. Okay, so he's gonna get out there first. I assume he takes out Shibata first. Hey, Mr. Zodiac, how you doing today? Enjoyed the time, Chris? I saw you were having a really busy day today. I feel your pain. We were having a little. I think the best way to explain it is a slow, busy day. Everything was running so slow. Like, it was raining outside today. And for those that don't know, I work in car washes outside of this. Hold your bladder for 2 hours? Well, I do that every time on stream. Now, the question is, do you have to physically hold it? Because, it's like those water balloons. You have to be very careful and hold them in your hand so you don't pop them. Oh, we're getting Pocket Ishii. Should be a lot of fun tonight. You notice Claudio and Mox aren't in the background here? Pac is an absolute physical specimen. Hits the gym all the time. Hey, Michael, good to see you here tonight. Thank you for the kind words. Yeah, it was funny when Pac finally went to the muscle shirt. Is he in it again? Looks like he is. Yep. So Pac going to the muscle shirt look like this. I think to many people, a certain 52% of the population, this is the equivalent of when Finn Balor turned heel, he wore tights. I love how Pac's got an undefeated record on Collision. I don't think anybody expects it to be broken tonight. Could you imagine Ishii getting the victory here? It would definitely show that the Death Riders are legit broken on many aspects here. Because Moxley, he's lost 2 matches in a row. Let's not behest what happened on Wednesday to Kyle O'Reilly. He did lose that match by disqualification. That's still a loss. When's the last time you can honestly say Moxley lost 2 matches in a row? And the conglomeration 70s or 90s sitcom craziness. I don't know if this music fits, but we might as well. Almost 200 days as the open weight champion there from New Japan. Gotta admit, that is pretty cool. Oh, I like this about Ishii. Source trying to set dominance in the ring. All right, Otani retired in the first. We're good there. Like I said, tonight is going to be a little crazy. I tried to get Netflix up on my computer, but for some reason, Sportsnet and Netflix, when one is on, the other one doesn't like to be on for some weird reason. I'll have to look as to why, but I had to make my choice. I live with it. I love this little back and forth here going on. Pac's still trying to get his feet but underneath him here in terms of personal growth, trying to grow things back up. Like, well, how long was he out? Almost 6 months. And when it's not your first injury, that's probably the worst part about it. Now, this is a chant that absolutely befuddles me and drives me nuts. When uh, when you have 2 people in the ring and everybody's cheering for the third person at ringside, like it sort of means that the guys in the ring aren't doing enough to get themselves over, right? So yeah, if you guys weren't around yesterday, the Jays ended up winning 11 to 4. 2 of those runs were from a home run from Otani in garbage time, the equivalent to garbage time in baseball. Oh, of course. A little bit of distraction here. I'm surprised the rest of the conglomeration ain't coming out. Just a plain old fashioned hard stuff. It's really funny when you watch Ishii get beaten up and you really can't tell straight up from the face because he always seems that angry and bitter. That main event's going to be absolutely zany tonight, to say the least. Good old fashioned cravat. And the funny part is, a cravat really isn't going to do a whole lot to you physically. It's meant to control the body. It's not meant as a wear down hold. So it just looks good as a wear down hold, but oh, look out. Pac knows how to do some heavy work. I love when Pac wants to swear. He just stop. Like, he tries to do it just under his breath. Oh, Freeman's got a base hit. He's Canadian. We sort of give him a break. As we go with the full commercial and commercial here in Canada. I promise, once the World Series is done, I'm going to try and hook Collision up on the computer. So maybe I can avoid these commercials and live in the world of picture in picture like all of you. Maybe I can feel special someday. Maybe I can pull some magic. But no, like we were saying, like this, it's not like you're short of things to get done. So the only thing that sucks is I have my app on my phone is about a minute. It when you guys talk about me being ahead of you for the broadcast, whether it be Collision or Dynamite, I get the same problem when it comes to my app when it comes to watching games on my internet. Because I get to see when somebody scores ahead of when they actually do. So that's why you see me turn my head a lot as we go. But yeah, Will Smith hits a single up and Freeman scores. I think the biggest talking point for tonight, in terms of the baseball game, in terms of the lineups here, Bo Bichette was brought onto the main roster for the World Series. The top hitter for the Blue Jays, leader in hits, doubles, triples in the American League. But he's not playing in game two. So John Schneider sort of danced around the subject of why. I think it's more obvious that he's been out for the better part of, what was it, better part of a month and a half. In his first actions, game one of the World Series. So I think maybe Schneider's giving him the day to just get things ready, and then they get back to it on Monday in LA. So All right, we're coming back off commercial break here. Ishii, we're going to see a lot of craziness come up here, but I haven't heard anything about Collision moving to Thursday next week. I guess we'll find out tonight if that's going to be the case. They'll say later tonight. That way we can organize our streams a little better. I do know that, just a heads up for you American folk, AEW Collision is going to be running on Thanksgiving Thursday. Because if you're not familiar, the Saturday is the Survivor Series for WWE. So AEW's moved Collision to Thanksgiving Thursday. So after you've done your turkey stuffing and all that great stuff, pop over and let's enjoy some wrestling together. Ishii trying to loosen up that arm. Get stuff with Mike. There we go. I will definitely have to coin that and get that going. Holy crap. A little bit of extra stank on that superplex there. I'm just glad that the Bills aren't in the late game for Thanksgiving this year, I do believe. So, for all we know, things could change, but so you gonna go for that low lariat? Ishii gets this, like, it's a left arm that's hurting it. Oh no, it is the right. Never mind. Well, that was a splat if I ever heard one. No, it was pretty fun yesterday. Watching the Blue Jays. I had to basically have to sit here and wait for phone calls to come in at my job, and then I just decided I threw in Horizon again. By the way, I've officially hit the 100-hour mark on Horizon, which, holy crap, I didn't believe that. Trying to get some of the side content done before we get into the DLC. Pac trying to go over that deadlift German. He's going to hit it somehow. Oh, Ishii just said, to hell with it, I'm going to do it. Ishii just throws one out of nowhere. I don't know if an Itsuguri is the smartest move in the world for a guy like Ishii. Kicking him in the head isn't exactly one of the worst things you could do to him, right? And for those that popped in late, yes, that is a Slurpee. It's one of our last days that we're going to be in the tens here, so figure it wouldn't be a half bad idea to get one when I can, because they're a toonie right now. No, things are cheap when they can talk about. Ooh. Oh, they got a. Oh, well, here we go. Get in there, Bichette. Or sorry, Springer. Springer with a double to start the game. I love that. Pac with a German. So So apparently with TNA, they have a scaling appearance fee. Basically, it's glorified indies. You work the main event, you get the most. You work a promo or whatnot, you get paid less. You get work the undercard, you get paid less. All right, Lucas with a single. First and third, nobody out. And Ishii just unloading right now. And Pac just, oh, no, we're not even going to fool around here. Brainbuster. Why would you get Brainbuster to a guy with a head as hard with a head as hard as Tomohiro Ishii? I'll never figure out. No, so if anybody wanted to talk about TNA being big time, it seems like the contracts are a little more sideways. It would take three guys to beat Ishii, right? Okay, I can live with this. Like, if you could start getting this to be a routine here, to have a lariat be a finish. In Japan, a clothesline, a lariat, was considered a very dangerous move. It seems like over here in North America, it got nullified a little bit. Wussified, just being a transition move. You know, like that's. I would accept that if Ishii hadn't been a high level enhancement talent for his AEW run. Yeah, that's fair. Like what? He's what 1-13 now in singles. Pretty sure he's 1-13, something like that. I'd have to go to the AEW website and check out the records, but yeah, that it's. I can understand why people say that the New Japan versus AEW bookings one sided. That's definitely a point of proof for that. All right, are we going a full commercial here? Or are we going? Are we throwing? Oh, yeah, we're going commercial. All right, 2-2. Vladdy at the plate. Nobody out. Just don't hint to a double play. Fouling some balls off. I like this. Same strategy they had against Snell last night. Because what they Snell ended up throwing 30 some odd pitches in the first inning, which meant he could only last. I think he ended up lasting six with 96 pitches, and then the floodgates opened to the sixth. And Flatty strikes out. Yamamoto's one of the best. You can't deny that. Like Snell was almost. I don't want to say for a guy with a phenomenal record that he does, and not just because he's a great Call of Duty player. I'm not trying to be a bit of a bias towards him, but Snell's nothing to shake a stick at. But throwing Yamamoto in as number two, your all star. But yeah, like it's going to be an interesting couple months here for wrestling. Like I was saying off top of the show, AEW really has a chance to make things exciting for them with Blood and Guts coming up in just over 2 weeks, and Full Gear coming up just over 3 weeks' time. Running into Thanksgiving here. And then basically once Full Gear hits, the C2 has to start. Because they need to get that going right away. And then, because what, they got 6 weeks from there into World's End, which comes right after Christmas there. So it'll be interesting to see what they do for Christmas wrestling. Because you got Collision is basically I think Christmas Day is on a Wednesday this year. And it's Thursday this year. So do you run a 4-hour Christmas Eve? That's the question. Or 3-hour Christmas Eve, for that matter. Line drive out. Everybody gets back. We're okay. 2 out, but nobody on. No runs scored. This is not good. Nope. Just starting at $20. When are those words ever heard when it comes to wrestling anymore? I'm surprised they don't actually get the opportunity to say it's the ladies' turn now. Or something to that effect. Oh, this is going to be a lot of fun. And Tekla absolutely tore it up in Mexico last night. I think there were 6 wrestlers from AEW as part of a major tournament down in CMLL. Apparently, it was a roughly an hour-long match, and in the finals of the I'd have to see what the draw was, but the finals of the tournament ended up being Tekla and Persephone. If you don't remember Persephone from the 4-way with Mercedes, and Persephone got the victory over Tekla. Interesting that Tekla doesn't have a partner, but it sort of makes sense with her other 2 associates being partners themselves with each other. So apparently, this dance that they're doing is it's the dance that she uses for her group in Japan, her faction in Japan. She wanted to get away from it, but after that, Varsho struck out. Yamamoto gets out of it. Almost 30 pitches though, so. But Shirakawa, I'll be honest, the Tony Mina team, I'm really not a full gung ho for to have her in the women's tag tournament. Especially when we're getting Alex Windsor and Rio as their opponents, so it almost feels like, in a way, they're making that the 1-8 matchup. I would even have preferred Taya and Diana or something. Like, don't get me wrong, you could eventually have Mina and Tony as champs. I would just prefer to run that scenario out a little later on. Oh, Tony just announced the tournament starting next week, so be interesting to see which match they start out with first. All right, a little bow and arrow action here. So it looks like Bo. Oh, these two face each other and start. I do believe so. This has been a very common match from what I've heard. I haven't looked on Cage Match, but from what I've heard, like the two factions that these two are a part of were always diametrically opposed to each other. So we got a spare sec. And I only have 5 screens up right now. Let me just take a look real quick here. Matches. Oh yeah, they've well, being a part of matches together, yeah. I've got 43 listed here. Well, that includes tag titles and ever since 2022. So there's been no shortage of. Okay, so yesterday's match was actually a Team Mexico versus Team World. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-on-9 elimination match. And it came down to Persephone and Tekla. Always enjoy doing a little bit of searching on the old cage match. Haven't been on it in a while, so. But yeah, they've had multi-person matches with each other, but this is the first time they're facing each other in the U.S. Oh, goody, the two ladies are coming down. Oh, gee, okay, so the match that we've seen way too many times. Not that I mind, Jamie and Sky, or sorry, Julie and Sky taking on Jamie and Aminata. It's going to happen on Wednesday. As we hit our commercial break. All right, relatively smooth second inning so far for Gosman here. He's up 30 pitches through 2 innings. Isn't that bad? If he can keep it low like that, we'll probably get a good 5 innings out of him. I love Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace, like, she talks about how she doesn't like flips in wrestling either, but she decides she's going to be very generous with them, but they're not going to be voluntary. Love that. Love that feedback. But yeah, Halloween Havoc's going on right now as well, so it's just a crazy night of wrestling altogether. It's a crazy night of sports altogether. And it's always great to sit back and just, relax and check out a very. You got two people here that know each other very well, could put on a good match with each other. Why is Gosman about to walk the number 8 hitter? I can understand it for the Blue Jays because, the bottom of the lineup's the absolute war horses out there for them. But yeah, I'm surprised they're running this so early. Maybe they want to have the finals in full gear because you got the finals of the Continental Classic, the C2 at Wrestle Dream. So sort of makes sense that you want to have one tournament final at each show rather than having both at World's End. I still say having the C2 tournament for the women's tag titles would have been super cool. And Gosman gets the K to get out of it. Great job from going from 0-2 to punch out. So combined between the two, they're 11-0 on Collision. And Mina's just staring at the camera like, really, dude? Really? You mean a hair mare sling blade? Oh no, watch out for the hiney. But I almost think in this case, since they do have Tony and Mina in the tag tournament, it almost guarantees that they got to be a part of Blood and Guts. Oh, here we go. The Cloverleaf's sort of into a backstabber there. Mina just unloading bombs right now. All right, this is turning into an MMA match really quick. Hey, Vic, how you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. We've got a lot of sports going on here tonight, so wrestling, sports. Collision's been okay. Like, we're in our second match tonight. It's Mina and Tekla. Mina Shirakawa and Tekla. We had, you got NXT on? How's it been? I heard there's been powder already. But yeah, like, you can tell this has been taped a little bit just because these double. Not bad. I'm really editing in the middle of it. Yeah, I get it. I'll be honest. I've actually ventured into the AI. Oh my God. I turned my head for 1 second and they screw up a pop up. What in the hell happened? Oh my God. Freeman overran the pop up. And Ernie makes it to first. Eyes on the screen, Mike. Well, I got two screens right here. Blue Jays over here. AEW over here. It's one of those multiple nights here. You think this is bad? Wait till next Saturday. If they manage to go 7. Look, yeah, I got 2 eyes. I shouldn't laugh too hard. One of my friends, one of the more notable streamers that a lot of people know, Adam Blank, he's got a lazy eye. He'd be killing it right now. Spinning back fist. Shirakawa going to the top? Might not be the best choice in the world here. Overshot the sling blade. You could tell there was a fancy bit of editing there. No, these ladies are putting on a hell of a match, though. In all seriousness, they are, like... This is a little bit like a Stardom type match where everybody's just giving a little bit extra. Hitting a little bit extra hard. All right, 2 knockout shots, and here comes Tekla. They can go. Absolutely they can. They're going to get Tekla the win here. She got those hands. Oh, God. Like, what do you do if you're Mina? Fucking ref. The ref's standing behind Mina, and Mina's tapping in the front. I'd be scared to go around her too, so. Are we gonna go straight to break or are we going to okay, Lexi, who you got? I will never complain about having Ty jam my screen a little bit more, especially when, well, Ty's wearing leopard print, so okay. I still would like to see. Oh my God. Miranda Alizé and Nixon Newell. Let's go. They were just advertising online that they're taking bookings and now they show up on Collision. I will take this. We don't really like the people around here. Are we getting that tonight? Hello? I'm just glad Nix is getting into an AEW ring finally. Shut a lot of people up. Hell, shut me up a little bit, thinking that she should be here already. Like, Nix and Dakota Kai. Like, the two that we're really waiting for. And yes, I will admit, it's Dakota Kai is number one. But it's all about figuring out what she wants to do, a bit, apparently, at this point. Because that's one thing a lot of people forget about this stuff. It's like, you know, we have all these scenarios where this person needs to do this and how they do this. And you got to remember, what does the wrestler want to do? Maybe the wrestler doesn't want to work right now. Maybe the wrestler wants to work on movies right now. Maybe the wrestler wants to do something different. Like for some people, like for a lot of us, wrestling's like the ultimate dream job. But you can't always think that way with everybody. That's the thing. Sorry, getting gift subs to a channel I'm not even on right now. Oh, I see. Your dream job's being Paul Heyman? It would be fun. I will say that. Like, on the indies, I've been able to talk to a lot of great managers. And it definitely does have its perks. And I could just see you. Oh, by the way, Chris, you know what I'd love to see as a great manager? Just because of your expressions when you get completely pissed off. For the record, last Sunday when I popped into your stream, which, by the way, twitch.tv/retro hangover, I was just popping in after stream. I streamed during the day on Sunday, so I had some time. I popped in, and all I saw was, I think it was around level 16. You literally were starting to go up this castle, and I get on stream, and the first words I hear out of your mother, how the fuck do you do this? And you know that Grandpa Simpson meme when he walks into the brothel, sees Bart, does the double turn and back out? That's pretty much what I ended up doing there. Because that little bit of road rage was a little bit, or gamer rage. I'm just like, all right, I'm not going to say much because anything I say, it's going to be, yeah, I'm fucking pissed off right now. You damn right I am. You were a raging gamer that night. That's for damn sure. Is it you or Shane on tomorrow? I know I'll be on tomorrow night. We'll be on here about Shane on tomorrow. Okay. I'm gonna be on tomorrow, probably around 7:30 or 9:30 Eastern. We got the Mayhem Cup for Mutant Football League to finish up. We got 3 matches to go, or potentially 3 games to go. Goblinoids. That one's new. 40 pitches through 3. Gosman is dealing. Oh, this is going to be great. Oh my God. I got a feeling I know which one this is. Oh, Arcady just getting worked. Worked. Alrighty, let's go. But I think I know who this is, but. Ah, yes, this one. I remember this now. Out of CMLL Olympia. Yeah. If you look at Taya's face, you can pretty much know the history between these two. Oh, and by the way, just for shits and giggles on this, and I say this for a shoot. Happy birthday, Taya Valkyrie. When this match was taped, it was her birthday, so yeah, this is not gonna be fun. All right, so they're I find it funny that we're a week behind when it comes to CMLL because again, Springer hit again. Springer's been hit twice in this series already. This time, thank goodness, it was just the elbow. Hey, McG. Anybody got somebody better go find Dave Roberts. Because this almost looks intentional that they keep hitting George. So Olympia took out everybody but Taya. Taya's smart enough to get underneath the ring just to get away from that dive. How you doing tonight, McG? Like she know I'm doing okay. It's been a little bit of a crazy day as always. A little less sleep compared to normal, but got 2 games on, so it keeps the adrenaline going. Olympia wins on a dead press. And Taya gets taken out like she's on a casket. Breaking news. Whoa. Lashley, Ricochet. Come on, come on. Hook's getting a chance. Could you imagine Hook versus Hangman? That would be a very interesting matchup going into the pay per view. I don't think it's main event worthy, though. That would be the opportunity to get Mercedes and Chris as the main event. Oh, shit. So if Samoa Joe wins, he gets the rematch. So they're literally finding a way for Joe to get a rematch out of this. Sucks to be Hook, but go Vladdy. Go Vladdy. All right, first and third. 1 out. So we're getting a 4-way. Winner gets Hangman in Full Gear. So this is the booking way of getting. That's the booking way of getting. Yeah, that was a hard hit ball by Vladdy. Maybe a little too hard. If it was softer, maybe we would have. Springer might have scored from there, but. But we're getting. They found the storyline hook to get, no pun intended, to get Samoa Joe another shot at the. Big G's like 5 seconds ahead of my app, and which is a minute ahead of me. So it's nice that we're going to get to see Ace Austin in the ring now as a part of the Bang Bang Gang. One-handed cartwheel, I like that. I thought that came out of his tongue there for a second, that card. If you guys haven't had a chance to see Ace Austin, do yourself a favor. I know TNA is a little bit of a sticking point for a lot of people, but do yourself a favor and go check out some TNA footage with Ace Austin. He was teaming up with Chris Bay, which I'm really happy that he's on the road to recovery right now. Ace just jacked. Like, it looks like since he left TNA, he's been at the workout room right until he showed up. Brian Keith is just such an athlete. Like in terms of 2025 signings, I think this might be one of the best that AEW's done for the like you can always get the overcard wrestlers. Like don't get me wrong, Osprey, Okada, and some of the upper level signings. But it's just like in your fantasy drafts, if you guys and girls participate in any. The real winners aren't in the top two rounds. It's those 9th, 10th, 11th round picks. Those are the ones that make you gravy when they pay off. Gravy. Oh. Sorry, just popped in my head. I'm like, no, I gotta use that. And Brian Keith has been working so well with former AEW wrestler Chris Jericho. Yes, I'm calling it now. And guys like Ace Austin here are going to be the future. By the way, if any of you haven't heard, for anybody that was hoping that Jericho would show up at Full Gear, oh, gotta hydrate. Well, I got a little bit of Slurpee left. Would you like Slurpee or the real drink? You know what? I'll do one of each just because it is a little low. There you go, sir. Thank you, sir. But yeah, just watching this match as we go here, it seems like at least Ace is being able to show off what he can do. Nice springboard crossbody there. I was going to call it a Polish hammer for a second there. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't heard yet, there is a possibility, and this is just an early report. They were expecting Swerve Strickland to be out until after All In. There might be it's a slight possibility, but the time frame, the range is picked up a little bit. It looks like there might be a possibility that Swerve Strickland might be ready for the C2. There's a chance. His healing has been getting a lot better than what was originally prescribed after the surgery. Oh, I was waiting for the low blow there, but obviously not. Gosman's just working right now. Nice boot by Keith. So yes, for those that are watching, yes, we are covering both as we go along here. Oh my God, that's only a face a mother could love. I was gonna say a woman could love. Like that's pretty much. As we hit commercial break here. So somebody's got a dipshit in the back there that has a "I bet on us" shirt at the Blue Jays game. It would be greatly appreciated if somebody could rip that shirt off his body. Maybe throw it in the trash. Then I don't know what you do with the shirt. Reminds me of my favorite Chris Jericho burn. That one that was I'm gonna take care of that filthy, disgusting beast. And I'll take care of you, Rhino. As Stephanie McMahon was already in the ring still. Still one of my favorite Jericho burns. Anyway, back to Jericho I fell off. I forgot what I talked about, then I came back again. So let's bring it back here. For those that are hoping that Chris Jericho will show up at Full Gear, absolutely tie game. Sack fly for the tie. Gotta love it. Chris Jericho is scheduled for a meet and greet and a signing in Calgary the night of Full Gear. So anybody that is planning on doing that, MJF didn't realize that the bidding war would be for Jericho. Damn right. I honestly don't think there's much of a bidding war. The only bidding war that's coming up, and I honestly don't feel that we're going to get that much of a bidding war in 2026. I think WWE is setting themselves up to try to set up for 2027. Because you know the Saudis are going to throw a ton of money at them for that Saudi WrestleMania to get anybody and everybody that they want for it, to make it the biggest thing ever made. So I could see them being, let's face it, I don't expect WWE ever be conservative. But to be ultra conservative, to be a little less conservative in a way. So we had our first ad break of the evening. They're going to be the purse strings are going to be a little bit looser, but not by much. I guarantee you, going into 2027 after WrestleMania this month, we are looking at the possibility of just wide open all over the place in terms of what amounts are going to be, what sign. Like, the Saudis don't care. They'll throw whatever money at anything. Absorb the losses and all that. It's just a write-off for them. Which really doesn't matter because they don't pay much in taxes. Nice reversal of the exploder there. But the thing is, they don't realize Ace always looks stunned. That was funny. Ace was like, "Hit me!" I love that. The little kick, click, click, boom. Uh-oh. We're going for a little roll of the dice here. This point in the career, I feel it's got to be ridiculous for him to consider any offer for the money. If you really care about retirement tour, it'll happen at WWE eventually. You know Jericho's going to milk it for anything he can. He comes from the Don Callis faction of carnyism. Come on now. Him and his agent Barry Bloom, which, by the way, if you aren't keeping track, Barry Bloom does not exist. It's all about that money. Money, 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 money. No, Jericho's a master. Even if there isn't if there isn't a bidding war for him, he'll make one just to make people think that there is, just so you can get more. Jericho's all about the business. Like, here's another factor to consider about that signing in Calgary. The next day, on the 24th, the day after Full Gear, Edmonton Promotion, Love Pro Wrestling's basically training promotion, the Clandestine Society, just announced Wednesday. Actually, no, it was Thursday, sorry. That Gabe Sapolsky's coming up for a seminar and basically a soft tryout for everybody. It would not surprise me at least if Jericho showed up there. Well, Brian Keith got folded there, that's for sure. I wonder how many decks of cards he has to buy to lose all those aces all the time. All I could say is if he's trying to, if you're playing poker against Ace Austin, bet the fact that you're not going to have an ace. I think Jericho cares about trying to make the best things and improving others. Yes, Jericho's all about Jericho McGee. I don't think he's afraid to put others over. It's just he doesn't realize it's changed how you do it now. Wow, Callis. If we actually started to deal with real life husbands, I don't think Callis would be talking a whole lot about that because, Big Bill might take Callis into the woodshed. Oh, God. The last person that said they were going to get a Nobel Peace Prize for hosting a summit? Does anybody remember the last guy that did that? It didn't really turn out too well. So, Vic, if you're watching NXT right now, did Dark State win the titles back? Because yep, yep. I'm getting Discord messages from other groups that I'm in, and I'm just looking at this. I'm like, yep, the Hardys were champions for all of 3 weeks. So now the titles come back to NXT, and now TNA has to. I'm hearing nothing but hoop and hop and hip about how bad that match was. I am so glad that I couldn't get it on my TV here. But once again, folks, as we are an hour and a half in already, time flies when you're having fun. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Appreciate having y'all here. I know it's a little crazy these last couple weeks. Next Saturday's going to be bonkers if it's Game 7. Because I'll tell you point blank, if AEW decides to move Collision to Thursday, we'll have it on Thursday. But we will not have a stream Saturday night because I will be watching the Blue Jays. Unless you guys want me to do a Blue Jays watch along with you guys. Oh, and thank you for the like there, Chris, as we go. So I'll have to talk to you guys about it later on if it ends up being the case. I know I won't be able to do anything Halloween night because, well, I'm working late. So it's sort of the same situation we're working this week. One of my coworkers hosts a big Halloween celebration for a bunch of kids. So I'm like, I will volunteer to take the extra night shift. Always that giving guy. Always that, Also, the fact that I screwed him on a schedule a couple times, sort of, when you do the schedule and you do a few bad things, you got to make up for them once in a while. You win 2 matches, that isn't considered a winning streak. That's called winning dots. All right, well, the Acclaimed have decided to enter our screens here. They sort of missed the important detail there. Oh, God. Oh, poor Griff. Poor Griff. Poor Griff. In the words of Mr. Brody Lee, who the fuck is Griff Garrison? He's a guy that's about to die. I like the fact that Cole Carter found something to do, but I'd like to see him get a little bit higher up. But I guess that's what happens when you just walk out on an AEW deal for a WWE deal, and then it doesn't work out, so you come begging back, and you're just a good enough talent that they keep you. There was no damn signal. Let's not even kid ourselves. Hook getting into the Halloween spirit with the trunks tonight. Yes, he wears the same trunks every week, but and he's just having a blast. Yeah, this match should last all of 3 minutes tops. And I think 3 minutes is being generous. All right, bell is underway. Huh. The fact that DC has got a comic book advertisement on Collision, I will take it. Almost tempted to pick up the comic too. Yamamoto only in 52 pitches through 4. It's not a good sign. Jays are usually pretty close to getting pitchers out of the game at this point. Griff actually getting some offense in. I'm actually impressed. All right, little double sledge there. Don't get Hook involved in suplexes. All right, red rum lasts maybe 5 seconds. I can't even put my head down. All of a sudden, I'm pretty sure that Kingston could realize that it wouldn't be that hard to take out all those guys. I'm just glad Hook's getting some victories, getting some matches in. It'll be interesting to see who they get lined up next for Hook. All right, Olympia, what do you got to say? Um, all right, Collision next week. Mercedes versus Olympia. I guess we're getting a reason to watch Collision next week. I like the fact that they're giving us matches. They're helping us figure out what's going to be happening and just starting to set things up a little bit better. Like they've already told us what they're doing on Dynamite with that 4-way match. That's going to sell some tickets. And the fact that Mercedes is selling out tickets all over the world. Man, I cannot stand all these morons. And I just simply call them morons that are all over the internet every time Mercedes talks about one of the indie promotions she's working with. In fact, for the title she won in Italy, she's put up a challenge for anybody who wants that championship to step up there. So there could be a possibility that title could 12 belts Monet could end up being 11 belts Monet. She's got the record, so she doesn't have to keep it. Hey, Nat, it's good to see you here tonight. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody here tonight. Hope everybody's having a great night so far. Oh. Nice. Yeah. Oh, wow. They're doing our I stand up to cancer moment. Literally everybody in the building's doing it. Oh, the Alvarez tweet, yeah. I hate to pick on umpires, but, you know, sometimes it just works. Sorry, I've been so crazy all over the socials today. I got to keep up on a couple things that just popped in here, so. So for those that popped in late, we are getting Nixon Newell and Miranda Elise as a tag team. They ended up the promo with Anna Jay and Ty Mello. That might even be coming up now. They didn't really specify when it was going to happen. They're showing off Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata with their new finisher, which looks absolutely deadly. It is a bit of a weird team. It's almost tongue-in-cheek the same way that I feel weird about Penelope Ford and between Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. With the fact with the Joey Janela connection there. Almost makes you wonder, right? They both have a Tekla connection, right? Tekla's first two feuds in AEW. So we might get Aminata and Hayter versus Monet and Athena. Can't tell me that wouldn't be an amazing one. Why are they having a rock concert in the middle of a baseball game? I think that's a little longer than the 2 minutes and 30 seconds interruption here, right? Well, at least Don doesn't have to dress up for his Halloween costume. Want the finals to be Sisters of Sin and TJ? That wouldn't hurt my feelings either. Well, at least they gave Olympia a reason to be on Collision. Just giving fans a reason to come check it out. Because Olympia just feels like she's going to be nothing going cross. Yeah, they're actual tag teams. I get it. And I completely agree with you. Son of a bitch, they're giving him half an hour. They're giving him a full half an hour here. So, folks, I'll be real quick. Usually I give a rundown of what we're doing here on the channel before the main. I'll be very quick on it. Next time we're live on YouTube will be next Wednesday for Fright Night Dynamite. Twitch, we'll be on here tomorrow night. 9 p.m. Eastern with the Bucks don't even get an entrance. They aren't even putting the goofy Tron up for the Bucks. I'm a little disappointed. Tomorrow night is going to be the Mayhem Bowl for Mutant Football League. Going to wrap up the Snuffalo Thrill season. And then Wednesday, we'll be back here with Dynamite, as well as we're looking at getting close to finishing up season 3 of Online GM. So, and Thursday, I'll be perfectly honest, I'm not sure where we're going yet on that. It'll be a morning stream as always, but we'll figure it out. But if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. And if you are watching on the old Twitch machine, if you haven't followed yet, please do so. Subscribe if you feel like it. If you like what you see. We are making improvements if you guys watch before the show. Or if you're watching in between wrestling and WWE tonight. Wrestling in the 2K25. You'll see another one of the improvements that I've done to the stream here, so. This crowd loves Bananarama, even though some of them can't wave properly. Oh, Claudio's got to be pissed. There's beach balls in the crowd. Yeah, the Bucks are so desperate they literally have not been able to. Oh, Cash Lily blew the snot into that one sign. And you could see the liquid on it. Gosman working well. 62 pitches through top of 6. Otani for the series, what? He's 1 for 9? 1 for 9 or 2 for 9, but he ain't doing shizen. Oh my God, Cash. Cash literally obliterated that balloon, that beach ball. Like, that takes skill. You know how many times you could throw try and hit a balloon and it just literally bounces out of the way and makes you look like a complete moron? So apparently I had a boy, Vladdy. You got the ball guy screaming until he's burnt red. Jesus. 5 pitches that in. Gosman could go a full game at this point. So if you guys weren't around on Wednesday, I think one of the favorite chants that I had during Dynamite was food stamps for the Bucks. Like, they have done so well on this gimmick. And just giving it different reasons to want to watch them. Not whether you want to like them or hate them, because that's subjective either way. But the fact that you just want to see what they're going to do. Good old fashioned rake to the eyes can fix everything, right? Wheeler is absolutely one of the hardest hitters that you could see in AEW. Because it was really funny watching about all the things going on. I ordered 3 of the DC AEW comics, 1 Hangman, 2 Blind Tech. Where do you get them from? Is it on Shop AEW or is it specifically through DC or through a comic shop? I wouldn't. Oh, you got them for your comic shop? Okay. I got to talk to Variant in town. There's a comic book shop on the west side of town that used to sponsor one of the wrestling promotions before COVID. Promotion folded during COVID, but still a big wrestling fan. So, see, maybe I can get some through him. I just find it amazing how, like if you know the real Luchasaurus, like everything that's behind the mask, like he's supposed to have like an Einstein, and I'm not trying to kid about this stuff. Participated in Big Brother Canada, or Big Brother period, sorry. Also, supposed to have like a genius level IQ, I do believe. There's a lot to Luchasaurus that a lot of us don't know, and in many ways he keeps it that way. I love that Mexican arm drag. I love how Bailey's been sitting on that top rope for like the last minute and a half here. Just waiting for the right moment. Nice teamwork by Jet Speed here. Yamamoto almost gets killed by a liner. Four corners explosion. Well, 3 corners explosion. Because Luchasaurus ain't doing those flips. He'll do a standing flip, though. Stokely trying to use Tony Schiavone as a shield. Not the smartest move in the world there, Stoke. All right, so CFL season is regular season's done. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers have to cross over to the east and are taking on the Montreal Alouettes next week in the Eastern semifinal. So it's a little bit old school, but Winnipeg used to be in the East for a few years. Calgary will be traveling to BC to take on the Lions. Winner of that one will go to Saskatchewan to take on the Rough Riders. And the winner of the Montreal Winnipeg game will travel to Hamilton to take on the Ticats. And that will be your CFL update for the day. Fun fact, and we'll talk about this a little bit more next year as I we're going to be celebrating 15 years here of me as a content creator coming up in 2026 here. But the first thing that I actually did in terms of content creation was a call-in show, like on internet radio. It was a 90-minute show, 45 minutes of CFL, and then 45 minutes of WWE. So it was a fun little time there going through that. So wow, end of 6, and both starters are still in it and running strong here. Who blinks first? That's the question. But yeah, I've always been a fan of the Canadian game. I don't mind the changes that are coming up. For people that aren't familiar with the Canadian game and some of the rule changes that are being announced, they are going down to a 100-yard field. The width's still going to stay the same, but the length's going to shrink down. It's going to end up being 130 yards total, because we're still going to stick with 15-yard end zones. But it's going to be a 100-yard field per se instead of 110. Oh, here we go, back from the break. So literally, one guy gets tagged in, all 4 come in the ring. It's Rick Knox, so I sort of understand why. Cash decided to do a dive, even though he did it. All right, that worked well. Each team were using each other's moves that much better. That is pretty awesome here. Ha! If all the Bucks are going to do is just come in whenever they want, Luchasaurus said, screw that, I'll do that too. Oh, this is awesome. Top of 7, both starters still in the game. Oh, God. Right in the yam bags. Shout out to Taz here. Kevin Knight just feels like going to be one of the most important people in this company in a few years. People love him so much right now. Him and Speedball just working so well together. All right, time for a shadow machine. Come on now. Blind tag in the Bailey. That's probably the smartest thing that could happen right now. Oh, watch me dive, watch me dive, watch me dive. Speedball just, the hell with it. I'm going in the crowd right now. All right, Kevin did what he. Oh, God. Bailey caught himself on the top. Bailey reacted quick to that power bomb. Everybody just hanging on here. We got 10 minutes left still. Kevin Knight ain't going down to one kick. Come on now. I'll swallow down the rest of that during the break. Damn. Will Smith just launched one into the second deck. Well. Oy. All right, we're into our last commercial break here on AEW. Will Smith just launched one into orbit. And you could tell that was a high one. You just had to double check whether that was going to be fair or not. Now it's going to be a parade to the bullpen overall, I think. This game here, nobody's pitched bad. Like, Gosman's been fine. Yamamoto's been fine. It's just, it's going to take one or two shots. Just one or two shots, one way or the other. Teoscar gets unlucky with that check swing. But yeah, it looks like the Blue Jays are going to have to get their bats in gear right now, and we might be getting to see the top half of the Dodgers bullpen at this point. That's one thing that the Jays needed to avoid. Because Rory Sasaki has been converted from a starter to a closer. Just been absolutely lights out here throughout the series. You go. Yeah, like I said, Gosman's still dealing. It's not like Gosman theoretically could pitch a complete game here. And realistically, this is still characterized as a quality start because it's less than 3 runs. As we get back from picture in picture once again. I love how they're doing the stay as long as it takes thing, yet they're not going to give these guys over half an hour. Come on now. Love how the Will Smith songs are going everywhere right now. Yamamoto's still looking like he's coming in, so. Hey, Matt, you can't make the tag when you're leaning over the rope like that. Nice job, Cash. Yeah. Like we said, Gosman isn't pitching bad. He's just a couple bad spots here and there. This one was closer, though, just into the bullpen. I gotta assume Luchasaurus is going to get the win on this. Yeah, the Jays are always in it. Don't get me wrong here. But once again, it's you got to dig into the back end of that bullpen now. Which, let's face it, the middle of the bullpen absolutely sucks. You see how? Did you see how Luchasaurus dug himself over? So Gosman leaves 6 2/3. It still technically qualifies as a quality start. The only thing it needs to fully qualify that is a win, I do believe. But Gauze is doing absolutely everything to keep them in this game. I'm just waiting to see where the Shatter Machine's coming in. And a meeting of the knees. Everybody's got a bad knee now. The Luchasaurus just setting Matt for a ride. Well, there's one of the two finishers. No, the countdown to distinction's a different. It's the alley oop into the power bomb. So literally, he waited until was an odd finish. Bailey literally waited for the other finisher to happen before he covered. Like Dax was that dead. So now the broke Bucks are still broke. So Jack Perry's now $200,000 richer. Well, $100,000 richer. A dinosaur gets an extra 100,000. I want to see these guys give the Bucks like $50. You did good, kids. You did good. They did it. They did it. I wonder how much they gave him. $100? Stokely going through the crowd. Stokely, don't piss that kid off. TK's got an announcement? Son of a bitch. Let's run it back on Wednesday. So we're getting these same 4 teams in a match. Winner gets Brodito at Full Gear. I love the fact that the Bucks are disappointed and Cash like, here, I'll take it if you don't want it. That's hilarious. It really is. But yeah, tonight, a lot of little pieces of storytelling here in terms of having Olympia show up, getting Hook out there to make sure that he gets a win going into this 4-way going on next week. Showing the first match in the tournament. Other than that, it's not... Like, don't get me wrong, the wrestling's never bad, but it's just... Watching Ishii lose every week. Like, Pac getting another victory, that sort of feel apropos there. It just feels like things were just here to set up. They weren't really here to do much more than that. Which, as long as it doesn't be a consistent thing all the way across, it's not the worst thing in the world. However, if it becomes a repeated habit, that's when you start complaining about the booking overall. Sorry, just like a couple comments that came up here. Oh, Bo's warming up in the bullpen. And when I mean bullpen, I mean batting cage for hitters. But yeah, in terms of everything going on tonight, like, we're still going to keep track of the Jays game here, but we're going to switch parameters here. For those watching on YouTube, once again, due to DMCA and all that lovely stuff, let me snooze that ad for a sec because we are just about to get to one, so might as well just leave it. Next time we'll be live over on the Red Brand, as it's starting to be coined a little bit, is this Wednesday for Friday Night Dynamite. I hope you all can join us here. There's a pretty good lineup of matches coming up here. We'll get more details throughout the week. But yeah, we'll be here live for that. And yeah, once again, everybody over on YouTube, thank you for being here. If you haven't done so already, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe. Join us over on twitch.tv/MikeTheRef, as we are going to be getting into 2K25 and just talk a little bit more about wrestling and swearing about the Blue Jays losing, which seems to be getting closer right now, as they are now 8 outs away from doing it. But once again, everybody, thank you for joining us, and we will see y'all here next time on the Backbreaker Video YouTube.